Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, Internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a quick little review of the new Mazzy Star album, Seasons of Your Day. These guys are a West Coast rock band. I would consider listening to them if you think of yourself as a big fan of dream pop. And there may be, considering how many reverb-laden and buzzy guitar-driven pop rock bands there are out there these days. Also, you have to kind of consider the success of bands like Beach House as well, with the potential of people liking Mazzy Star today, because Beach House's earliest stuff was incredibly indebted to what Mazzy Star's music was. Now, this is Mazzy Star's first album in 17 years. And in the meantime, between these album releases, key members Hope Sandoval and David Roback were working on other musical projects. However, I would hardly call their time away from putting out Mazzy Star records prolific. Now, a lot like the last My Bloody Valentine record, some of you may already know that I dug that album. This Mazzy Star album consists of material that was recorded between this huge hiatus. So it should be no surprise that on this record, Mazzy Star sounds exactly like how you remember them. The instrumentation on these songs has tons of space. They're played at a slow pace. The melodies are shy. The percussion is sparse. Hope Sandoval's vocals still sound as fantastic as they ever have. They still have their main characteristics in that they feel a little aged, dusty, a lot of people would say smoky, but simultaneously they are very light, breezy, and youthful, very young. The guitars, of course, are slow-paced as well, splashed with reverb. The acoustic guitars, yes, but especially the electric guitars, both of which have a slight country twang to them too. Sonically, Mazzy Star has not changed a bit. And it's kind of weird because I can't help but think of this band as well, because they just came out with their first album in 17 years too, the UK melodic death metal band Carcass. Both bands have returned with new records that are literally so close in sound to their most celebrated stuff, you really kind of have to squint to see the difference. Both are albums that I like, but neither are albums that I really feel like returning to at the end of the day, honestly. There are tracks on this new album of Mazzy Star's like Spoon and Flying Low that to me are showing just how little direction the songwriting on this album can have at points. To me, these tracks just meander. They don't really stay engaging from beginning to end. And it's not like Mazzy Star hasn't written tracks that are this long before. And there are other tracks on here that, though they may be shorter, they feel similarly stagnant in how the songs progress, like California or Does Someone Have Your Baby Now, which is a track that to me exchanges the idea of putting together a direct song for this really incessant, twangy, slide acoustic guitar that just doesn't stay that interesting for the duration of the track. There are other songs on here that instrumentally I think are a little more fleshed out, something I could sink my teeth into a little bit more, and also have a somewhat seductive country style to them. Songs like I've Gotta Stop and Lay Myself Down, both of which, yes, are country, but have a very kind of painful emotion coming from the melodies and the lyrics, and are really so good that it's worth checking out the album just for these songs to, yes, enjoy these songs themselves, but even see if the entire album appeals to you a little bit more than it did me. And there are other spots to me where the instrumentation stands out, like the very cutesy keyboards toward the end of the song Sparrow, which I thought were very pretty. And then there is the track Common Burn, which I think to a very, very slight degree, Hope's vocals come off a little more bright, a little more bold than they are on other tracks here, especially the softer, sort of more deadpan vocals where I am getting a bit of a Velvet Underground influence, which of course in Mazzy Star's older stuff, it's always been there. Again, it's a pretty good album. It sounds likable, and above all, it's precious. But is it an album that I feel like I put above anything Mazzy Star has done in the past? Not particularly. If you've given this LP a listen, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? That's it. Thank you for watching. Anthony Fantano, Mazzy Star, forever.